Hi, I'm Amy Schrader with RE/MAX Real Estate. 10 is part of our Give Where You Live initiative for 2024. We are here at the Isaiah House with Ashley Harrison. She is what they call the location leader for the Hamlin County Isaiah House. So thank you, Ashley, for taking time to sit down with me and talk to us.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming.
So tell everybody kind of what does Isaiah House do? What kind of services do you provide in our community?
We are an organization that is solely based to change the way foster care begins. So before any locations had an Isaiah House, when kids are removed from their homes, they have to go to the DCS office, which is not made for a kid to sit at. So they would sit there for hours, days, sometimes longer, until placement's found for either a foster home or a group home setting, if that was the case. So now with an Isaiah House, they get to come here into this house and we get to love on them and show them the love of Jesus through our volunteers. We have lots of volunteers that come in and work with the kids. And so we get to cook for them, clean, give them brand new toys, clothes. They get warm baths. They get fresh meals. Sometimes if they want McDonald's, we go out and get McDonald's. We lavishly love on them, and that's our mission.
That's great. So just to kind of recap that, before, if a child is taken from their home and placed into DCS custody, they had to go sit at the DCS office,
yes,
which is an office.
Yes.
So now when a child is removed, you all get a phone call to let you know that child is coming. Mm-hmm. They come in here, and this is basically where they get to live until they get a foster home placement.
Yes, they do. And we have sister houses in the area. So it's us, Jeff County, Blount County, Sevier County, and Cocke County. So we all work together and have a schedule where we can rotate and help serve as many kids as we can that way. And they get to stay here and get a home atmosphere instead of like a DCS office.
Right. Okay. So what's kind of the process when you get the phone call, you've got a kid coming in?
The first thing we do is we find out what that kid needs. There are lots of different situations the kids have been in, so we try to get a little bit of information so we know them better. And when we do, there are volunteers signed up on an app, and so I reach out to those volunteers and say, we have these kids coming in. I need you to come for your times today. And if there is no volunteers, then that's when I reach out to a big database of all of our volunteers and say, hey, we have kids coming in, no one signed up. Please come in and help us. And usually we have 2 or 3 people show up, and they're here. They get the oven warm for cookies, or they go ahead and make the beds, get the bubble bath toys out for young ones. For the older ones, they make sure the switch is charged so they can play games, all the things. So they get the house ready and prepped for those kids to come in, and then they welcome them with open arms.
That's great. So I know I follow you all on Facebook, so I kind of keep up with, different things that you do. So I know that at one point you were talking about you needed like suitcases, duffel bags, things like that, because these kids are basically carrying what they own in a trash bag sometimes. Do you still have that need for suitcases, things like that?
Yeah, we usually ask for duffel bags, like gym-sized duffel bags, big ones for the teenagers, and then like smaller ones. We even take backpacks because some of them come and they have left all of their belongings, had to leave them at home, and sometimes they'll never get to go back there. So if they do come, sometimes they are in a garbage bag, and we want their dignity to be restored. Right. So we give them all new things. They get to go upstairs and they get to shop, and they get clothes with tags on them, brand new shoes, toys that they can pick from, school supplies, toiletries, all the things that would give them dignity back and make them have their confidence and realize that they are loved and they're not by themselves and they're not alone. So we always are taking in new donations. That is our policy. We take new things only because we want to lavishly live on the kids on these hard days. So our community has really blessed us, and our giving room is stocked, but we go through things very fast.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. So y'all are relatively new here in Hamlin County. How long have you been open?
June 28th is when we opened our doors this year, but they broke ground earlier, like 2 years ago. So it's been a process, construction and all of the things, fundraising, to get to the point we're at. But we've been open doors since June 28th.
Do you have any kind of idea of like how many kids you've helped since June?
Yes, our doors, once they opened, we have had 61 kids stay in the house since June 28th until December 31st. that some of those kids stayed for one day. Some of those kids have been here multiple days. Like they might be here for a week and then they leave for a temporary placement and come back for another week. So we've served 61 kids, but that doesn't mean just 61 days. But altogether, we've served over 190 kids in the year of 2023 between here and being at the office. So before we were open, we were even serving kids, taking them clothes, gift cards, things like that to the office, food. We were loving on the caseworkers then, but almost 200 kids in the year 2023.
So do you prefer that people just give you gift cards so that you all can go out and buy the groceries, buy the clothes, do that kind of thing? Or do you prefer people just kind of buy them and then donate them?
We love anything and everything. But gift cards are super helpful because on those new removal days, if a kid wants Pizza Hut, they're going to get Pizza Hut. And so if we don't have gift cards, those things come out of our monthly budget. And so things like that do help. Gift cards to Ross, TJ Maxx, where we can buy them new shoes, new clothes. Walmart is really good because we can buy the groceries, we can buy cleaning supplies, we can buy the clothes and everything there. Sometimes we get Visa gift cards, which are super helpful. And then sometimes we get bags of new clothes, new hoodies, new sweatpants, underwear, socks, hairbrushes, all the things. So anything like that's helpful.
Okay. Now, do you all have like a website set up where people can go online and donate money, or?
We do. It's our Linktree website, and it's on our Facebook, and we post that regularly. But if you click on the Facebook, it's in the main bio part. It'll take you to how to become a sock buddy, which is one way that we people support us monthly. So they choose to give $10 a month or $50 a month or, $117 a month for 117. They choose to partner with us monthly, and that gives us monthly income to go toward all the expenses of keeping the house. So there's a link on that website to do that. There's a link on the website to donate just a one-time donation. There's our Amazon wish list, so we update those.
I was going to ask you if you have that Amazon
yes,
wish list.
Yes, we do. Like right now we only have one Nintendo Switch, but sometimes we have enough guests in the house where that might, especially the teenagers, where they don't really want to come out of their shells. Sometimes that helps them, and so a volunteer will just sit beside them while they teach us how to play the Switch, because none of us know how. But like
I didn't even know what a Switch was.
Yeah. We always need things, and like we just now recently put a Polaroid camera on there because some of our kids have expressed how they don't have pictures from their childhood, and while they're here, we want to give them like the camera and just let them or us take pictures of them cooking, and then they get to take those pictures with them. So there's things on there. We update that constantly. So that link's on there. And then just links about how to become a volunteer, because we always need volunteers working in the house. But we also take volunteers behind the scenes, like helping fundraising, helping do lemonade stands, helping clean the house, because we want to deep clean it every week. So that helps us. So there's some behind the scenes people too that really help it going. But without the volunteers, we can't do what we do. So,
what's your primary source of funding?
Just individual donors and churches, usually. We have lots of people, like I said, who give the monthly donations. But sometimes when we go out and speak and do public engagements, we get some donations that way. But our churches and the community members usually are our primary source.
Okay. And just in case anyone doesn't know, where does the name Isaiah 117 come from?
Okay. Rhonda Paulson, our founder, she's from Carter County. She started the Carter County House because her and her husband signed up to be foster parents. When they did, they didn't really know what they were in for, and they went to the DCS office and toured it during their foster parenting classes. And she decided, she was very confused, like, why are you telling me there was a kid here last night? And they were like, the kid slept right there on the floor on a mat, and she was like, this is not okay. And so she said she felt God saying, like, these are my children, what are you going to do? And so she just kind of pushed that off, but they did get their first foster child, and his name was Isaiah. And she said that she felt the Lord telling them that was their book that they needed to read it through as a family when he first came. And so Isaiah 117 is the verse about taking in the orphan and keeping in, taking care of God's children, because they're not just, his children. He has called us to take care of them. So the Isaiah 117 Foundation came from that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so monetary donations, gift card donations, volunteers are a big thing. Anything else you can think of that the community can do to help support you all?
Besides the donations, physical donations, we need lots of prayers. These kids see hard days, like hard times. It's just a hard thing to have to sit across from the table and hear their story from them. So these kids need the prayers. Our volunteers need the prayers because they are in the trenches every day with them, and these caseworkers do too. They have a lot.
Very overworked.
Yeah, they have a lot on their plate, and I can't imagine them having to take care of kids at the DCS office before this was here. Now they can come here and they can sit around this table together and do their work while we feed them and give them coffee. But they don't have to worry about the kids as much because our volunteers are working on the kids. So we just need lots of prayers for everyone involved. So.
All right. Do you have any fundraising events that you have coming up?
We do. In February, we're going to do Spread the Love. So it's where we take yard signs and you can donate money toward Isaiah House, and you can say, oh, I want these to go to my mom and surprise her because I love, and so we go set the signs up in her yard for 24 hours and she gets a nice surprise that someone loved her, and then we move them to the next person the next 24 hours. And then we just scheduled our huge luncheon and dinner fundraiser it's every other year, and it's going to be April 9th at the Avenue Church. And so we will be getting more information about that out soon.
Okay. All right, good deal. Is there anything else about Isaiah House that you want to share with people?
No, I just want the community to know that if it wasn't for our members of our community and the churches around and the organizations and the schools, even kids supporting kids, people come out and just want to help, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have what we have now. And we're just really happy that we do. And the kids of the community who we do serve truly are so thankful when they're in the house. So.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, they are.
You're changing these kids' lives and making them feel they are worthwhile.
Yeah, and that they're not by themselves and they're not alone, and Jesus loves them and the community loves them. They bought you all these new things just thinking of you, so.
Right.
We appreciate everyone and we appreciate you for doing this. So we're very thankful.
You're very welcome. All right. So again, this is Ashley Harrison. She is the location leader at the Isaiah House in Hamlin County. Make sure that you go check out their Facebook page to see what kind of needs they have. If you want to volunteer, there's information on that on their Facebook page as well.